Hi guys. I'm going to be talking about the transnational organized crime and a little bit about fraud and cybercrime. So, transnational organized crime has a huge threat to the world and the national and the international security. It affects the public safety, the public health. That's why Homeland Security must step in. It messes with our economy. It fluctuates the economy across the globe, and it's not even just like the criminal networks that are expanding, but it affects also basic everyday activities that us U.S. citizens use. The TOC. So TOC stands for Transnational Organized Crime. It threatens the U.S. economically, the U.S. economic interest, and it can cause significant damage to the financial system through exploitation and subversion of the legitimate markets and the economic activity, which is it literally going up and down because one thing affects the other. You could gain influence over other countries that decide to get involved with this type of crime. It's affecting their gas, their oil, their aluminum, their metals, stuff like that, which is crazy. Another thing that has to do with the economy, for example, the Italian mafia, which is the one of the world's largest and the most sophisticated organized criminal phenomenon. They take the money that they earn from their drugs, all the criminal earnings, it goes into legal activities economically and illegal economics, and that has to do with politics, who's in power, corruption in the government itself. Going back to the internet as well, it's very easy for other countries to be involved with this, especially if it's predominantly used through the internet and through technology, because technology is very big everywhere now. So the internet, it has opened up many crime opportunities for global theft and the sale of materials, such as websites that use eBay and like digital forms such as like the dark market. But the dark market is controlled and infiltrated by the FBI. So the FBI kind of is like on it already. They once they see that something is up, they'll check it out, and they're going to like alert the agencies and let people know. And that's when they collaborate with the DHS and the CIA and other government federal agencies to eliminate the crime itself. With that being said, with the internet, you have the credit cards, the insurance, corrupts, the cooperate bankruptcies, frauds. You have all that going on, which is not good. But it's not good because you don't want these people from another country having access to your identity and knowing who you are, and are able to steal your money. You don't even understand like how they're doing it. Smuggling, it's the tax credit fraud. There's all those are examples of the organized fraud that occurs due to the transnational organized crime. And with that being said, oh sorry, the one of the other examples that I found out about that I never thought about until this assignment was the smuggling of wildlife. So apparently, people smuggle wildlife into their country, and I never really thought about anyone trying like what was their purpose for doing it. And it makes sense in the sense of it's rare, and it has, because it's rare wildlife, it has more money attached to it, and people find a way that they can sell it because it's rare, and they can get a lot of money with the rare wildlife. But I never thought about that as being one of the crimes underneath the TOC. And with that being said, actually, smuggling of wildlife, it has been happening for the last 20 years, and it became either the second or the third largest international smuggling market after drugs and after human smuggling. So when I read about that and thought about that, I was so surprised, because I would never think that people would, you know, harm and smuggle animals. I just never thought about that. But some techniques I believe that could work to prevent these things actually would be if the government, you know, does really good background checks to see like who's in power, who's controlling, who has a handle of the stock market. And if the state officials collaborated with the federal officials of that state and of that community as well, and they had meetings and stuff, they would be able to have more say and being able to cut off and isolate the states that have access to the financial markets. So that way that can put the message, get the message across that financially, like, the market is not something to play with, and we want to prevent it, and it needs to be taken more serious. And that's my notes. Thank you, guys.